What's up, y'all? Let me see. There we are. Yep. What is going on, you guys? Y'all come on in. It is Thursday. It's not raining. It's not storming. So that's good. I need to move this out of the picture view because that is for a later day. Okay. So y'all come on in, hang out. I know last week I was not live, but it was storming all day last Thursday. So, and the internet was in and out, and it wasn't good. Lightning, thunder, all the good things. So, y'all come on in, hang out. We're going to be using the stuff from the May 2025 Wreath Supply Box. Now, I do know it is after the date that you should have joined, and I apologize for that. I thought tomorrow was the 15th. I thought tomorrow was the 15th. I thought today was the 14th. Totally wrong, but it is what it is, you guys. So, in the Wreath Supply Box, I think I've got everything up here that came in the Wreath Supply Box. So, if you didn't know, you can go to wreathsupplybox.com and you can join the subscription. It is a subscription. It is $60 a month. That is for the standard box. I absolutely love the standard box. I actually get the max box and 2 standards. Because I always like to have extras, right? I always like to have extras. So, with that being said, I am having trouble with the camera, obviously, because it's like moving all over the place. It looks like it's moving all over the place, but I think we're good. So, in the Wreath Supply Box for May, you got... It was probably my favorite theme, you guys. Y'all know, if you don't know, or if you do know, you know that watermelon is my jam. I sell a lot of watermelon wreaths every single year. I don't know how I do it, but I sell the heck out of them. Okay, now, this is my base that I'm going to be using today. So, this did not come in the box, okay? This does not come in the box. But, what did come in the box was a really pretty bush. This is got some little yellow flowers on it. So, really, really pretty. Loved this bush. So, this is not a pusher, but it is a nice full bush. So, you got that. Then you also got a package of ficus leaves with 4 different colors of leaves on them. So you got the traditional green, you got a yellow, a red, and also a pink. So you got that in the box as well. Then you also got a 6-pack of the 60919, the little babies, which I absolutely love, right? Because these are easy. These are easier to put in wreaths instead of the 2 stems cutting them up. So you did get that entire, so it's equivalent to 2 stems of 60919. Okay, so, and it is in the pink, red, white, and yellow. You also got the Sweet Summertime sign, which I think is really cute. This is a metal sign. This does already have the holes pre-punched in it, so love that. Then you got a package of Deco mesh tubing. Now I did have to restaple this because I did not want this all over the place. If you know, Deco mesh tubing has a mind of its own, right? But you did get a package of Deco mesh tubing, and then you got a package of 1 roll of mesh with the red, and then the white, the lime green, and the emerald green stripes on the border. So, loved that. Reminded me of the watermelon rind. I love that. And then the red, of course, being the watermelon. So, that matched that perfectly. If you guys noticed on your sign, you have the green, the darker green, the light green, the white, and then the red. So, definitely, I feel like Damon was inspired by the sign. And then, we do have not 1, not 2, but 5 rolls of ribbon in this box, you guys. 5 rolls of ribbon. So you got a 1.5 inch Swiss dot with the scalloped edge. We kind of call this fancy panty ribbon because of the scalloped edge, but it is the red with black polka dots with the green scalloped edge on it. Then you also got this really pretty watermelon print. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at all. Y'all, so you can tell that when Damon designed this box, he was very methodical about what he did. Because look, there's little yellow flowers. There's little yellow flowers. And of course, you have the pink and you also have the reds in there. So everything matches to go all together, okay? Now, it's not a kit. You can do whatever you want to with it, but everything somewhat matches. And then you've got the red with the black to kind of resemble the seeds. So we got that one. And then we got this really pretty. Yo, I thought this was pretty, this green. I'm not going to lie. This kind of reminded me actually of, I have a design in my head for a football wreath, and I think this would be perfect for that. But this also reminds me of the watermelon rind, right? So you got the green, you got the white, and of course it goes into the red. So love that. And then these are probably some of my favorite ribbons right now, you guys. I am loving these crosshatch ribbons. Now, all the ribbons are 10-yard rolls, you guys. So you got 50 yards of ribbon. Between the mesh and the ribbon, you got 60 yards of mesh and ribbon. Of course, there's only 10 yards in the mesh, but I mean, that's 50 yards of ribbon. Yeah. Now, I do love this crosshatch pattern. I don't know if you guys do you guys see how it's kind of like the embossed ribbon. This is their version of it, but it is kind of double-sided, so I love that. But you can see all that texture in it, right? So I love this. This is a 4-inch ribbon. This is a 4-inch red, and then he also threw in a 1.5-inch pink, right? So y'all look at, you can see the texture in that. I absolutely love this ribbon. Okay, so that was the contents of the May 2025 Wreath Supply Box, you guys. We're actually going to make a grapevine with it. I'm going to use, I kind of already chose what I want to use. I'm not going to use the mesh. I know. People are probably like, Jordan, you should use the mesh. Nope. I'm not the biggest fan of mesh on grapevines. Okay, and I don't know if I'm going to use this yet. I might use this in my bow. I'm not 100% sure. But what I am going to use is some of my ficus, my 60919, and also my filler bush right here. So those are all going in it together. And y'all, do you guys see this right here? Can y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can see it. I need my little pointer. Do you see that little black spot right there? That one right there. Do you see that I'm pointing to? I thought that was a spider. It's not. It's a little fuzzy from something. But it's not a spider. Not a spider. Okay. So, I'll put that off to the side. And we're going to bring back my grapevine. Now, this one is a 14-inch grapevine. Okay, this one is a 14-incher. This is the 14-inch round. I know it kind of looks oval on the screen, you guys, but it is a 14-inch round. Now, I am going to lower this camera just a little bit. Just a little bit better view. Got to tighten her up. Okay, so majority of the time, I'm going to tell you guys, I don't use signs on grapevines, but sometimes I do. Like this one, I do want to use on my grapevine today. Okay, so on this grapevine, you can see like a clear, kind of like flat side of it, and then a round side of it. I'm going to put this on the more rounded side of my grapevine. Okay, that's exactly where this is going to go. I want this to be about like right here. Okay. Okay, whoa. Where are my pipe cleaners? Y'all, we weren't here yesterday, and I'm not sure anybody took my pipe cleaners, but what I do have is a craft show bag. You guys, I always have I have a little tool bag that my mom made me, and it's got like pipe cleaners and a hot glue gun, all that stuff, you know, just in case for a craft show. So I'm taking this out of the craft show stash. Okay, So I'm actually going to tie this in now. I do know this Damon probably cringes when I do this, but if these already have holes in it, I'm not going to put a mounting square on it, right? So we're attaching this in. And I'm just attaching that with my pipe cleaner, you guys. Exposed pipe cleaners for everybody. Okay, so just attaching that in. Now this one is a 14-inch grapevine. You can use round, oval. You can also use an 18-inch if you want to, or a 16-inch. Now I want to tell you, probably 16-inch is going to be my favorite one to use as well. 14 and 16-inch grapevines are my go-tos, you guys. I'm not a big, so I'll show you guys, because I do have an 18-inch one right here. And I bought it for a project, and I just kept it. But look how big this grapevine is. Right. Okay, now, but I wouldn't be opposed to that if I put that on there to kind of beef it up a little bit. So this is an 18-inch one. Not the biggest fan of them. So I do like the 14 and the 16-inch ones more. Okay. So I'm going to come on in. And I do love that this sign was like a custom sign. I think he must have changed some colors on it, coloring on it, for it to be labeled DecoExchange. So y'all know a lot of the items in the Wreath supply boxes are now coming with our DecoExchange tags on it, and I absolutely love that, you guys. It's something exclusive, like no one else is gonna have this. No one else might have this one, I don't know, but who knows, right? So I do love the exclusivity. Also, like on the ribbons, we do have some exclusive ribbons and mesh and things like that, you guys. So we are actually going to cut up our ficus leaf, right? Okay, so we're going to clean this up. We're going to cut this up into different pieces. I do like this stem right here because I can actually cut that up into another piece. So they're all about the same size. So you can get about 4 pieces out of it. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to use the yellow. I actually want to save this yellow for a fall design that I have in mind. So I'm keeping the yellow out, but I am going to use the green and the red. Okay, so yesterday, my brother actually got to come home because he was done with his training. So, we took him his other truck that he had here that my dad was using. Because if y'all did not know this, and if you did know this, my brother was at a training in Duncanville, Texas, and he unfortunately woke up Monday morning right out in Bushy Tail to go to the training, and his truck was stolen. So we've been dealing with that, you guys. Such a mess. But the blessing is he's okay. He was not hurt. They just stole his vehicle and everything in it. So it is what it is. We can't get it back, probably. The officer literally told us, he's like, well, he told my brother, he's like, the chances of you getting your truck back are pretty slim. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's great. So I'm going to come on in with my ficus leaves. So I do have 4 pieces of ficus leaves. So I got 4, 8, 12. I do have 12 pieces total. Okay, so I'm going to kind of bundle them up. Not bundle them up, but kind of separate them out. And actually, I kind of want I want this long one, like right down here. So okay, so I got a pink and a green and a red. We're going to do a pink, a red, and a green. We got that one, and then we have this one. So this one looks like I want to put. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna come on in. Now I am gluing this directly in to my grapevine, but I want you to note that how I'm adding it, I'm not going straight in like this. No, I go in kind of at an angle to kind of get some of that grapevine. You know, like we were talking about it, and you know, like the blessing is we actually have 3 vehicles. Well, at that point we had 4, so that was we were very thankful we had extras. You know, not everyone has an extra, right? Not everyone always has an extra laying around. So, very, very blessed and fortunate, because you know we've worked and we've paid off vehicles. So, and I just bought mine in January. So that's what I told them. I was like, the blessing is at least you've got 3 other you got another truck here, so that's good. So my brothers did have it had the OnStar, but they disabled it like literally right up the road. It would that so OnStar pinged it. They sent out a ping to see where it might be, and it literally pinged right up the road, you guys. I don't know, maybe I think I can show y'all. So it's kind of wild because he sent me a screenshot of where it pinged, and so I looked it up, and if you look at it, that's where it pinged right there. There's a mechanic shop, there's a truck sales shop, and then there's another auto body shop. I'm like, so it might be in one of those, but it literally, that was the last place that it pinged. So we don't know. The people that did, I want to tell y'all, the people that did take it are trained professionals. Honestly, they are trained professionals because they knew exactly what they were doing. And so yeah, I had to deal with that. But then yesterday, so this is where, you know, it kind of gets a little tricky and it gets a little messy. But so you're getting a life story, and we're also doing this, you guys. But look how pretty that is. You see how nice and fluffy that is? We've just added in those pieces of the ficus leaves. Now I've mixed them in together. Now we've gotten to about our halfway point right here. About our halfway point right here where our sign is. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction. We're going to go in the opposite direction. So how everything was going in like this, now we're going to go in like this. So, yesterday my brother sent us a text message because it was their last day of training. And he's like, you guys aren't going to believe this. We're like, oh God. Like I was thinking, I was like, oh, he got his truck back. They found it. Nope. So I think it was a group of like 3 or 4 of them at this training, you guys. And one of the guys that he's with, unfortunately, had his truck broken into. So it was the exact same guys that took my brother's truck that broke into his truck. So now I'm like, this is too coincidental. So it gives me major red flag vibes. I'm like, this is very coincidental. They definitely have somebody, I feel. So I will tell you guys, my brother does work for an electric company. So, of course, anything electric, construction-wise, you know, they carry around expensive equipment. they carry around expensive equipment. So it kind of makes them like a mark. I mean, kind of makes them stand out. But that guy had, I think, some tools stolen, some sunglasses. They didn't take his vehicle, though. Which I thought was the wild part. But, I mean, I guess that's the blessing for him, too, that he did not have to deal with that mess. So, yeah, I was like, somebody's got to be tipping them off. Okay. So, you guys, look how pretty that is on the side. Look how nice, look how full that already looks. And that's just the 3 stems of ficus leaves, you guys. So there were other workers there, so he was able to, they were all able to go together. They were able to carpool to the training that they needed to go to. So that was a good thing. So, love how nice and full this looks already, you guys. Look at that. It's very nice and wispy. Next, I'm going to add in our yellow floral bush. I don't know what this one is called, but I am going to add this one in. Now, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 pieces out of this. I got 9 pieces. I got a pickle. I got a pickle. I got a pickle. Hey, 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 hey. Nope, that's a longer one. It's about the same size. That's a long one, too. It's about the same size. And then, so it looks like I've got 2 large ones. Okay. 2 large ones. 3 medium. And then I've got 4 smaller ones. Some small pieces. Okay. So, here's how this is going to work out. We have 1 large, 1 medium, and we're going to do 2 small pieces. Okay? Kind of separating them out, you guys. I like to do that just in case. So we got our 1 large, our 1 medium, and our 2 small. Well, that looks more like a medium. That's 2 small. Okay? Keep that as a spare. So now we're going to start with our large piece. Okay, so our large one is going to come down here and add some length, right? I love to make sure that I add a little bit of length to my designs. I don't want them so choppy and just right up there at the top. I like to add a little bit of length to my designs. And then we have our 2 small pieces. The birds are happy this morning, y'all. Okay. And we're adding those in. And I know someone's going to ask, like, why didn't you do the bow first? Sometimes it depends, you guys. I don't always do the bow right away. It just depends on my mood. So, like on this one, I want to do it next. We're going to do a little bow. Not a big fancy bow, honestly. Okay. So, kind of layered that in. We've got our first long piece. We've got our 2 small pieces. And then we added our middle piece right here. Okay, so now we're going to start from the top. Excuse me. So, is this a small one? I think this is small. That is a small one. That's a medium one. So, you know, just coming up in, making it look nice and full and fresh. Oreo has decided that she's going to drink water right now. Okay. So here we go. We've got our all of our greenery in there. Notice there is a little bit of a gap right here, so that's where our bow is going to go, right? I'll fluff those out, make them look really nice and pretty. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you guys is when you're working with florals, right, I always choose to make sure I put my fillers in. So, like, this was our greenery. We put our filler in first. I want this to be kind of like the star of the show, right? I want this 60919 to be able to be seen and stand out the most. So I always try and add that piece last. Now, on Monday's class, I used a greenery stem that I only wanted to use one stem of it. So I put that in first. It usually depends, but if I have stuff that's going to be really thick and full that I want to add as well, I'm going to add the thicker and fuller stuff first. I'm not going to add in the little thin stuff. Like, I'm not going to add this in first. I will add this in first. Okay. So, I love the baby 60919, you guys, because you can add that in super quickly. Don't have to take it apart. Okay. So we got 1, 2, and 3 right here. Now we're going to come back. And like I said, this is the equivalent of two 60919 stems. If you don't know what 60919 is, you know that's our favorite stem. It's a really nice floral stem. Comes in a plethora of options, you guys. Lots and lots of colors to be had with the 60919. And I'm glad Damon was the one to start making them in the babies. Because normally we always cut them apart, right? So when he was like, can we just get them, like, the baby part of it? Like, we don't need the whole center stem. I was like, mind blown, you guys, honestly. I was like, why didn't I think of that? It makes it so much easier. Perfect for door hangers as well. So I was like, you are smart. I mean, we all know Damon's smart, but I was like, why didn't I think of that? Okay. So we've added in our 60919. This piece right here, I'm actually going to cut it up. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut that in half. So I have 2 little pieces. Okay. So now I do have a wreath stand right here, you guys. So I'm actually going to hang this up on the wreath stand. Oh, I love how this looks. I love how this looks, you guys. Oh my gracious day. Look how pretty that looks. Now, of course, I designed it flat. Now, and I can come back in and rearrange some of my florals in it. Okay. So, super duper pretty. Now, for my bow, you guys, we're not going to do anything wild and crazy. We're not making big, humongous bow. I'm actually going to put a half bow right in here. I'm going to put a half bow right in there. So, we're going to start off with kind of one of the stars of the show right here, you guys, which is my 1.5 inch. Make a little bit of a long tail. And I'm going to start off with 10-inch loops. Pinch and twist. So that's how that bow is going to sit right in it. Oh, I already love it, you guys. I already love it. So I like the half bow because I feel like if I did a full bow, a big full bow is going to cover up some of the words on it. Now, I am actually going to have to go back probably through and cut some of these leaves or maneuver them a different direction because I don't want all of the words to be completely covered. Okay. Next, we're going to come in with my pink. Now, what I like to do majority of the time, you guys, is when I make my half bow, I kind of match up my tails, my short tails or my long tails. Okay. So 10, 11, and I always go up an inch. Okay, I always go up about an inch. Over an inch or at an inch, I always go 10, 11, and then however many ribbons I go, that's how I go in order. Okay, so it'll go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then, so actually we did 10, 11, we'll do 12, 13, and then this one will just be a strip, the 4-inch one, okay? So we did 10, 11. Oh, I love this watermelon ribbon, you guys. 10, 11, and then 12. Oh, I love that watermelon ribbon, you guys. That's so pretty. Oh, I love it. So juicy. And that fabric is amazing. I don't know what fabric they use on that, but that is amazing fabric on that. Okay. 12. And then we do 10, 11, 12, 13. It's very rare that you guys actually get to see me put it on a wreath stand. Usually we design it just laying flat. But I actually had left my camera from Monday's class in the same spot. I was like, I'm not moving it. I'm not moving it. Okay. Look how pretty that is, you guys. Look how quickly that bow filled that up. Right? Look how quickly that bow filled it up. And then the 4-inch, because of the size of the grapevine, you guys, and the way the wreath looks, I'm going to share with you guys. Do you see how big this is already? If I was to do a loop of it, it's going to be pretty big. Okay? So, this is one of the things I've always taught in creative coaching. I've taught it for a few years. This is where you can use these ribbons that Well, one, if it's a designer ribbon, whether it's a Fair Silk or a Regency or a Reliant ribbon or a deluxe brand ribbon, the deluxe brand falls under designer ribbon. A D Stevens, and you have it, but you spent a lot of money on it, you guys. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't have to use an entire roll in a project. Have I used an entire roll in a project? Yes. But I've also just used it in a bow. Or I've just used it in 2 bows. And it might not even be loops or anything. It's literally tails, you guys. I will just come in on the back of my bow. See how I've got my back of my bow? We'll pinch that up. And that's all I will do. That's it. That is it right there. Just that. It's going to be a simple, just a tail, less than a yard long for it. Okay? So you can make that designer ribbon stretch. You guys, when I first started using black and white ribbons, excuse me, I'm going to tell you guys that the black and white ribbons were, they were a little bit expensive. I'm not going to lie. They weren't budget friendly, but I could only find certain designs at certain places, right? So I was like, I need to make sure that I can make this ribbon stretch. And that's exactly what I would do. I would just use it as a strip. Like, if I made like a full bow, I would just add a strip right there in the middle. So I would use like 13, 14 inches of that ribbon. That's it. Okay? So you can make those designer ribbons stretch a long way, you guys. Okay? So now I'm going to come on in and we're going to run this pipe cleaner through my grapevine at some point. Hello. That's that greenery. There we go. And we are just going to add that in. I think a half bow looks way prettier in this design than a full bow. Do I love full bows? I do. But I love me a nice half bow because I can actually take this tail and kind of run it in the back of some of the greenery. Right? That's one thing that's great about wired greenery, you guys, is you can manipulate that wired ribbon and that greenery to do what you want it to do, not what it wants to do. You can make it do what you want it to do. That's beautiful. Right in there. I don't know what the heck I did with my other scissors, my black scissors. I need to find them. I'm going to dovetail my ribbons. I love this watermelon ribbon. Y'all, it's so pretty. And it's nice. It's a nice thick ribbon. I think it's actually... So I know we have this label on it, but I think it's part of the Brilliance line. Yes, it is part of the Brilliance line because LS is Brilliance. And then LX is Deluxe. You might shop with the same company a lot if you learn their numbers and their lettering system. Like I think FGs and FHs are florals, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we did have this one little piece, you guys, that we had left over. Now, to kind of finish it off, I love to do this, and I don't know if anybody else does it, but I will add just a little touch right there in between the bow, you guys, just to help finish it off. Just to help finish it off, make it look complete. To me, it makes it look complete. But we did use the supplies from the May 2025 Wreath Supply Box, which I do know you cannot sign up to get this box anymore. I believe the extras will be listed on DecoExchange, so just keep tabs on it. Of course, if you want extras, definitely keep tabs on it before Megan bleeps them all away, you guys. Oh, that's what it is. I just layered those on there. Now, I do have this one tail. I want to kind of pick that up just a little bit so it's not completely covering up the words of the sign, right? And it looks like I need to cut this sleeve out. And possibly this one. That's exactly what I want to do. There we go. Okay. So, what we used from the box, you guys, is the sign. We used the sign, and I used the 3 ficus leaves. I used the pink one, the green one, and the red one. And then I used the 1 bush of the yellow florals. Okay, used that 1 bush. And then I did use the package of the baby 60919s. I did use that entire package. Now, I will tell you, I have enough ribbon here to make a lot of other projects. Like, I didn't use maybe a yard of ribbon on each loop and tail. I mean, that's how much ribbon I used on it. So that's another reason why I do like using the half bow, you guys. The half bow it's really great to make some of your ribbons stretch, especially if you only get like 1 box, you guys, but you want to make it stretch and make multiple projects. You can definitely do that. The thing you will have probably the most left over of, if you just bought the standard box, it's going to be the ribbon and the mesh. Unless you do a mesh wreath, and you can totally do that. I do have another box that I can do that. And I did not use any of the deco tubing. Okay, so I didn't use any of it. But you can, and I'll show you guys. You can, oh graciously. Where is the end of this? Oh Lord. Oh Lord, I feel like I'm setting myself up for failure here. Now what you can do is you can take 2 ends like this, make yourselves some loops, and you can actually tie those in if you wanted to. Okay, but this is also great for the door hangers. Like, you can continue making your loops just like this. And you can actually put that as a bow on a door hanger. I'll show you. Taking your little zip tie, your smaller, thinner zip tie, you can definitely do that. Like, look how cute that looks for a bow for a door hanger, right? So you can actually put that in there as well. So, and you can actually like take some of this and you can tuck it in there if you wanted to. I'm not gonna do that because I think it'll take away from it. But y'all, that's all I got for y'all. That's it. I know it's very rare that you're gonna see the stand, but I am going to take this opportunity and tell you guys you can sign up for the Wreath Supply Box at wreathsupplybox.com. There are various options. The standard option, which is the regular box, is the one that's $60, and I think that does include shipping, and of course you have to pay the tax on it. So I pay $64.95 a month for one standard box, and you can very easily double that money quickly. Okay, so that, and then I am going to tell you guys, we will not be live next Thursday. We will actually be live on Monday. I have a trip scheduled for next week, and it falls on Thursday. So I will be live next Monday. So next Monday is going to be May 19th. Monday, May 19th. I will be live here on YouTube. I'm going to have Damon. If you have the Mighty app, you guys get the calendar, you get the notifications. I want to have them updated for Monday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, so y'all can catch me on Monday. And then on the following week, we will be back to our regular scheduled programming. So the 29th, will be live at 11. On June 5th, there will not be a YouTube live because we will actually be in the workshop. So I will keep that in mind, you guys. We will be at DecoExchange for the workshop. So there won't be a live on Thursday, June 5th. Okay. But you guys, this is all I got for y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do love how just me cutting out those two leaves, you guys, like really helped. You can see the lettering on there. I might have to cut a third one, but I love how this wreath came out. Okay, so y'all, that's all I got. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see y'all on Monday.